Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Trey, and I want to talk about the news with the whole rights issue that's going on with the whole Dicko Lee, Kirby estate suing, and I'm not going to really get into details about the whole thing. I'm just going to give my thoughts on what I think should happen and how this is going to set some kind of precedence. Is one, I do believe that the families of these creations do deserve the right and the compensation of these characters. Marvel, Disney, DC, Warner Brothers, if they have characters that are owned, I mean that that these artists created for damn near 80 years, you need to be giving the families compensation for it regardless. It doesn't matter, work for hire, whatever, stuff like that. These people set up here and created these characters, didn't know that a lot of these characters would go on to become franchise market kind of stuff or whatever. And it's not fair that the family can't reap the benefits of what their artist family member did for DC and Marvel. It just doesn't make any logical sense. You can miss me with the whole work for hire crap, because at some point you gotta kind of be like, all right, do we really want to keep holding on to these rights or paying out people, or can we figure out something where we can meet at the middle? Because I think there's a good middle that you can do. I'm not saying that you can't keep the characters, but maybe the family should have the rights to these characters, because DC, Marvel seem to show that they give no crap about these characters. They're always trying to change them to fit some kind of social need. They're always taking these characters and trying to make them some kind of either race swap, gender swap, sexuality swap caricature of what they originally were intended to be. So is it no wonder that these people are suing for the rights of these characters back? And technically, these characters are supposed to be in public domain soon anyway. So at least that'll give people opportunity, because if you ask me, yeah, I really do think that a lot of characters that DC and Marvel should be in the public domain, because you guys really aren't treating these characters that well at all, and then you're trying to market off of this, but without compensating the families of these artists or whatever. None of these artists and creators should be dying broke or penniless or struggling. And I'm talking about the ones that actually created some stuff. I ain't talking about these new gen ones that come up out of nowhere. They ain't did nothing but think they deserve it. No, I'm talking about the ones from the early 90s and before that. They should get compensated for their work or whatever. Y'all need to do some Shonen Jump stuff or whatever. Basically, you know how the mangaka artists themselves are getting the money, though. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you wrote this manga, these characters, they're yours, here's the money or whatever, and the company has like rights to publish it and rights to turn into an anime, but you still get like some kind of 10% or whatever, because they do get money off of these marketing things or whatever. Not all the mangaka, depending on how they get their contract, but for the most part, Akira Toriyama, who's in control of Dragon Ball, he gets money from the merchandise, from the show, from the, you know what I'm saying? So he's well received or whatever. Of course, we're not talking about the animators who actually have to sit up here and animate the stuff, but as far as like the person who created it and who drew the characters or whatever and stuff like that, he gets a hefty penny. He's never want for anything at all, you know what I'm saying, compared to other creators and artists who are here in the West, where they're like struggling to make ends meet sometimes because they don't get enough money and they get that one flat rate. Oh, here's $5,000 for that one character that we're going to turn into a $1 billion franchise. We're going to get the plushies. We're going to get the draws. We're going to get the notebooks. We're going to get the toys, the Funko Pop, and it just be like, come on now, come on DC, yeah, DC Marvel, yeah, that's right. You do own the rights to them, but the people who owns, I mean, the people who created the characters should have some kind of rights to them, you know. And maybe this needs to happen because of the mistreatment that a lot of these characters have been put through nowadays too. You know, there's no competition for anybody else to do Spider-Man or a X-Men or a Fantastic Four or a Silver Surfer. You know what I'm saying? There's nobody else who can do it. So we can't. It's not like we can get different interpretations of these characters like we're getting with Robin Hood, Cinderella, all that kind of stuff. At least like the families and legacies that created these characters. You know, a lot of their family members are still getting money from it or whatever and stuff like that. And of course, in the beginning when they were alive, they weren't getting nothing. But now, you know, hey, they created it. Their family is now being compensated for it or whatever, and it's in free domain where anybody can make money off of it too. But at the same time, you also give it to the estate as well. So, you know, y'all need to figure out something. Because this is crazy. I mean, I'm quite sure Disney and Warner Brothers are going to be like, no way, we are definitely not giving these characters up. We're going to figure out something. I don't care through high, hell, or water, but I do kind of think it is kind of time to either give the characters back or, well, compensate the family, because the family should be getting 10% first takeoff for any time these characters show up. That's only fair. I mean, I ain't trying to hear about what's fair when you guys been abusing the system for a long time, and that's probably the reason why there are issues going on with comics, because of how much the deep-rooted of, you know, work for hire is or whatever, and because you kind of trick these people and kind of force them into signing stuff, because you know, I know some of them don't say, some of them say, oh, they signed it on free will. I mean, yeah, because what else are you supposed to do? If you want to work for Marvel, you want to get this check or whatever, you want to be able to be known to get work out or whatever. This was before social media was around, so what else is you supposed to sign with? You know what I'm saying? Like, what else is you supposed to sign with? You know? So I don't know. I just kind of feel like it should be some kind of route where, you know, we're doing where, okay, this creator wrote the character and this artist created the character, and, you know, hey, under copyright, yeah, DC Marvel owns the character, but anytime we use them or whatever, their family gets well paid for it. 10% is not much that you guys can pay when you use these characters. That way, at least the families are well taken care of, and you wouldn't have to get no lawsuits. Because trust me, if they were getting money from these characters, if they were making half of the money that Marvel and DC was making off of these characters, we wouldn't be having these lawsuits. I can bet you that. But because you guys are kind of cheating these families out of money that, you know, they're either their grandfather, their father, or whatever created these characters through hard work, blood, sweat, and tears, and when they died, half of y'all didn't give a damn about them. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, I just feel like fair is fair. I'm not saying that, you know, the DC, Marvel, Warner, Disney can't keep the rights to this stuff, but at the same time, you know, it's time to be some kind of realistic and be like, hey, do we want to keep having these lawsuits all the time and try to move a goalpost when all it's going to do is turn the public reception against you, because the public already see how you're acting with these characters anyway, and, you know, sometimes the public already wants you to get rid of it. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I don't know if this is going to be, oh, let me countersue the families of these legendary artists and creators who created these characters for us to market and exploit for billions of dollars. Yeah, that makes the sense God gave. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I just think it wasn't a smart move for them to do it. But like I said, maybe they can figure out something. A come to Jesus moment. But I really do think that these artists, these artists and creators should get some kind of compensation for their work besides just work for hire, because what's going to happen is people are going to start looking at that and they're going to be like, well, hell, you sue legends over work that they did for you guys to help y'all out, and you want me to create characters for you? No thanks. I'm going to create some lazy piece of trash character that nobody really wants to deal with or anything at all, because why put time and effort into it? So I don't know. I just kind of find it kind of funny that we're going through all these links. I mean, that we're going through all of these steps just because, we don't want the families of these artists to actually have half of the wealth and fortune that we've gained over years. Again, make that make sense to me. Make it make sense. But those are my thoughts. Tell me what you guys think in the comment section below, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.